So today I got myself having existential crisis. I was worried. Okay, one day everything is gonna end, then what's the point? Why am I here? Why is the world the way it is? And why is it that I have to stay stuck in this cycle of meaningless existence? And yeah, it made me question everything. Like when you go on this thought cycle where one thought triggers another one and you're on the roll and you just can't help but sink into the labyrinth of whatever this is. And this the same thing happened with me today. I was not feeling very good. I did not have any movement in my life, and Sunday is the day where I usually go out, even if it's alone. I just go out for shopping, for a walk, and anything. And I couldn't do anything today because I was sick. I had fever, and that gave me a lot of time to ponder over things. And let me tell you, going into the mind, going into that labyrinth is not pretty. But it made me realize that the fact that I was feeling these things was a privilege in itself. Why is it a privilege to have existential crisis? Well, one thing, it's that you have the time to think about things other than your needs. For example, if you take people's life into account, most people they they get stuck in this loop where they can't get out of their needs. For example, an average person stays busy with their work, they live hand to mouth, all they do is work long hours. They they do everything. Maybe they work around 80 hours a week or even more to fulfill those needs. As you might have seen in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, they can't get out of the basic needs, so they don't have time to think about other complex things such as their existence in itself, life, death, morality, mortality. What is their purpose in life? Why are they here? They don't have the they don't have the time to think about those things. So this time that you have, I had a lot of time on my hands since it was Sunday. I wasn't worried about my fulfilling my basic needs, food and shelter and housing and whatnot. So I have a lot of time to contemplate, and you might have as well, to think about your existence, to think about what you're feeling, to think about what you want, to think about, okay, I need to have a purpose in my life. I need to have a sense of goal that I really want to achieve in the long run. But this is not common, having existential crisis, because as I discussed, people are stuck in their routine. Now, what is the takeaway from this? I mean, okay, I know that existential crises come from a place of privilege, but that does not mean it's not real. It is real. Now, what this usually means is when you're in a transition, when you're trying to figure out who you are, when you're trying to figure out life, your purpose, which is an endless process because life changes very quickly. People change, your surroundings change, and you have to adapt, and you have to think, you have to overcome your problems. So, what the existential crisis triggers for you is a reminder that maybe you're not living your life how you want to, or maybe that you need to change something in your life. Maybe you need to do a certain thing. Maybe you're not fulfilling your purpose. Maybe you're not striving towards the goal that you've always wanted to. Maybe you're trying to figure out your purpose, whatever that is. So, uh, so yeah, I personally see it as a place, from a place of privilege, from a place of growth, because I feel that this is not something that you should feel guilty about. Like, no, it's okay. It's okay to have those existential crises. And one thing that you should do is acknowledge the privilege that you have when you feel these things. Okay, I'm worried about my existence. I'm not worried about a food, shelter, or basic needs. My basic needs are met, and I'm worried about my existence now. So yeah, and this is a place where you can start growing from. This is a place where you can start learning from. This is a place that from where growth starts. So yeah, don't take it as don't go into the labyrinth too much. Just acknowledge the privilege, acknowledge it, and feel grateful that you're feeling this way. And maybe this is the start where you try to figure out the pieces together of what you need to do in the future. So yeah, anyways, this was great, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.